What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Prediction Center here on Three-Sided Box. Once again, joined by my brother Michael. Unfortunately, no Eric or Johnny yet. Scheduling keeps getting rougher and rougher, especially now with the holidays coming up. But hopefully soon we'll all be together to at least close out the season together. So let's jump into Thursday's matchup in Week 14 of the NFL season. It is your matchup. I'll let you call it off. Kick off the show.
Well, it's my Raiders heading into Arrowhead Thursday night primetime, our third primetime game of the year, which I'm really happy about. At least we're somewhat relevant in the eyes of the NFL.
Thursday, everybody gets a Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. This is actually a pretty good Thursday nighter, though. You have to admit, it's pretty.
Okay.
Anyways, so my Raiders heading into Arrowhead to play the Chiefs. You can go ahead and say your picks.
Well, I'll kick it off with Johnny. He's got the Raiders winning this game. Very important playoff implications for the division and for home field
This
advantage.
is basically for division. This is basically it.
Yeah. For me, Raiders have been impressing this year. It's hard to pick against them, but when you play the Chiefs, it's hard to pick against them as well because they've just been winning in basically every way you can. Ugly, dominant, somewhere in between. They've done it all. Andy Reid.
They haven't scored 29 unanswered points though.
Well, they as Stephen A's been saying all week, they've slapped you around once already this year.
And slap us around.
So,
we let them do whatever they want.
Yeah, sure. That's exactly what happened. I got the Chiefs winning this one. I love Andy Reid. Love Jeremy Maclin. Chiefs winning it for me. Go on your little rant.
No, I'm not going on a rant. I'm just gonna say though, if anybody's had our number throughout the years, whether we're good or bad or what have you, or we're both bad, it's always been the Chiefs for some reason. Even historically, they have a winning record against us. It doesn't really make
Unless
much
you're
sense.
0-10.
Unless we're 0-10, exactly. Then the reverse happens. But basically, we can't let that happen. I know that playing them twice a year for the pretty much forever has been not enjoyable just because of the way they play is incredibly frustrating. They just control the clock. They just get third and manageables that should be stopped, and they never are. So basically, the key to the game to me is don't turn the ball over and kill as much clock as possible for the Raiders, which includes running the ball effectively. So those are my two keys to the game. Hopefully, if we execute that, we'll come out with a win, and with a win there, even though it's a tough road ahead. With the Chargers, who are no slouches, who always play spoiler to us. The Colts are a bit on a roll, and at Denver, we still have the division in our grasp. So just keep it up, and we should be okay.
All right. Well, again, Johnny's got the Raiders. I got the Chiefs. You can't pick. Let's hope for a Raiders win for you. Next game. For Sunday's first matchup, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers riding into Buffalo to play the Bills. A lot of wild card implications with this matchup. So we are winning it.
It's a bit of a tough one because Steelers, while they do seem like the perennial favorite in this game, I guess, they do have a very suspect defense, and the Bills could definitely run it on you, as I've experienced last game. McCoy and Tyrod Taylor are fantastic in the run game, and their pass game isn't too bad, and their defense could be really good. It's just I just don't see them winning. I think the Steelers, like they're just one of those just well-rounded organizations that know when to win when it matters. So I'll roll with the Steelers in a close one. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to keep it close. I think it's going to come down to maybe like a field goal or something like that.
Okay, well, Johnny's going to ride with you. He's going to take that black and yellow, Pittsburgh Steelers. For me, it's hard for me to pick against Shady, especially considering how good he's been doing this past year, considering how bad the Bills have been recently, especially. But I'm going to pick the Steelers too. I think it's going to be a close one, like you said, but I think they're going to edge them out some way, somehow. Big Ben's going to find a way to win. So we're all on that black and yellow. See what happens next game.
All right, so next up we got the Denver Broncos heading into Tennessee, where my Predators play the Tennessee Titans. Yeah. Who do you got in this one?
I'm going to pick the Broncos, because the Titans have been kind of falling off a little bit lately. Haven't been doing as well as they were a couple weeks back. Broncos have been picking it up recently, although they did play the Jaguars last week, which everyone expected them to win.
They almost lost.
But teach their own. But anyways, say what you want about Simeon, he's still the starter, and Paxton Lynch, whatever you want to say, the guy's still a rookie. So Their defense played pretty well, and I expect them to play well again. So I got the Broncos.
Believe it or not, this is a really tough matchup for the Broncos. If there's one little crack in their team, it's run defense, which is exactly how the Raiders beat them. I know getting Derek Wolfe back will help that out, but Titans have a really good run team, and if they could dominate the line of scrimmage, they definitely have a shot at winning this game. But with that being said, I think I'm still going to go with the Broncos. They know how to turn the ball over, kind of like the Chiefs. When they need something to happen, they'll make it happen on defense. I expect maybe like a Von Miller forced fumble when they try to sneak a pass, or maybe like a pick from a pressure off the pass rush, and it goes off to like an errant throw. So I'm going to go with the Broncos on this one as well, in a close one. But hopefully Titans win this one. I don't want to see Denver in the playoffs.
Well, Johnny's got the Broncos as well, so all three of us are on the Broncos. Hopefully it'll be a close game, but I have a feeling it's going to be a blowout. Broncos are going to win big in this one. That's my opinion, but my opinion doesn't matter. Let's see what happens on the football field next game. So next up, we have an extremely important matchup. I didn't even realize that the matchup was this week. I'm seeing it now literally for the first time. The Washington Redskins flying into the city of brotherly love to play my Philadelphia Eagles. I cannot pick. And yeah, who's your pick?
I think I'm gonna go with the Redskins on this one, to be honest. I'm not trying to do it to make you angry, but I just feel like they always kind of have your number a little bit.
Remember that.
You guys have been really stinking it up in the division this year. I'll tell you that much. Even though you're at home and usually do play very well at home, you guys got destroyed by the Bengals, and the Redskins are a much better team than the Bengals, at least this year. So I'm going to roll with the Redskins on this one. I think they'll be able to pass on your team as long as you have Jalen Mills and Jalen Watkins or whatever as corner. There's no way you guys are going to cover.
Jalen Watkins or safety.
Whatever.
When Jenk is playing nickel.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. All I know is that you guys need to turn the ball over, get pressure in the pocket to stop that pass, which I don't see happening. I just feel like Crowder, Jackson, Garcon, and I don't know if Jordan Reed's playing, but it doesn't really matter at that point. They're going to be able to pass on you guys. In my opinion. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong for your sake.
So you got the Redskins?
I got the Redskins.
Okay, well Johnny doesn't like that. He likes the Eagles this week for some reason. I don't know why. Now usually I go on my little 2-3 minute rant. I have absolutely nothing to say this week. I am so fucking fed up. I'm so disappointed in this team. The only thing I will say is to all the Eagles fans, stop hating on Doug Peterson, man, because he's not the problem. Changing coaches every year does not fix it. There's no instant fix. Get your fucking heads out of your ass. Get your shit together. Stop listening to that idiot, whatever that
EDP.
Yeah, that guy's a moron. You're not a real Eagles fan, my friend. You can own all the merchandise in the world. You don't represent what's in here. Okay, real Eagles fans are trying to get this guy out of Philly, deported. All right, even though I don't live there, I feel like I'm a part of the family because I'm diehard just like the rest of that city, and we're all deprived and desperate for a title. That's all I gotta say. Doug Peterson's a great coach. We've got a good thing going with him. Just wait a couple more years, fans. I promise you it's gonna be worth it. At least I hope so. So fly Eagles fly. Let's beat the Redskins this week. Next game.
Alright, so next up we got the Arizona Cardinals heading into Miami to play the Dolphins. Who do you got in this one?
Cardinals did the Eagles a big favor, beat the Redskins, but the Eagles didn't do themselves any favors and they lost to the Bengals. So now it didn't really matter in the end. I'm going to pick the Cards just because I feel like the Dolphins, it's that time of year, they vanish and forget how to play football. It is December after all, so Cards for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cards on this one. I think that the Dolphins kind of got exposed a little bit. I think when you shut down that run game and you force Tannehill to throw it and you're able to run the ball, and David Johnson is a monster this year. If the Cardinals are doing as good as they should be, he would definitely be in the MVP conversation. And I'm not even lying about that. He's having a fantastic year. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals on this one, just being able to control the clock, run the ball, and stop their run game.
Johnny's going to agree. He's got the Cardinals as well. I'm sure he's got Bruce Arians in his mind when he thinks that, because we know he loves his Bruce Arians. And like we said, Dolphins in December usually forget that the season's still going on. So 3 Cards on this one. Next game. So next up, we got our first irrelevant bowl of the week. Definitely irrelevant bowl. I don't care what you say. It's definitely irrelevant bowl. We got the Minnesota Vikings walking into Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. snooze fest, the relevant bowl, whatever you want to call it. It's not really an important game. Who do you have winning?
Vikings. Jags are a joke this year, which is kind of disappointing for their fans. They just turn over the ball like it's nothing. And the Vikings cost turnovers, probably one of the best teams in the league, minus the Chiefs and the Raiders. I'm not trying to say that to create the game, but I'm just saying they're really good at it. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings on this one.
Johnny's got the Vikings too, and so do I. Like you said, the Vikings are decent team. Still have a pretty solid defense. Sam Bradford getting beaten up. Jags suck. I think that's just enough to give the Vikings a win. Is the fact that they're playing the Jaguars, and being at home plays no.
There's no home field.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. So 3 Vikings. Next game.
All right. So next up, we got a pretty important matchup, at least in the AFC South. We got the Houston Texans heading into Indianapolis to play the Colts, who are both tied currently at 6-6 for the division lead. I think the Texans might have an edge because they beat the Colts earlier in the season. But with that being said, who do you got?
Colts. They dominated against the Jets, which isn't saying much, but it was a pretty convincing win. It wasn't like a 21-0. It was 40-7 final, or 40-10, whatever it was. It was pretty convincing. Andrew Luck had a hell of a game. Their defense played well. Again, not saying much when Ryan Fitzpatrick and Bryce Petty are throwing picks like they're giving away candy on Halloween, but a win's a win, and momentum's still momentum, and the Texans don't got much, and the Colts from last week, I mean, it's a lot. So, and I believe in the Colts. I think they got a solid team. So, no, they don't have a solid. I like them. That's what I should say. They don't have a solid team. Let me rephrase that. I like the Colts, so I got them.
I'm gonna go with the Texans on this one. To be honest, I think the Colts are definitely flawed at the offensive line. It's like their Achilles heel pretty much. They have a lot of skilled players, but man, when you don't have any line, when you don't win in the trenches, you barely win any games. And I'm surprised they're actually doing this well, 6-6. With that being said, Texans have a good front seven. I think they're gonna disrupt Luck, and they're gonna cause some turnovers. So I got the Texans in this one.
Okay, well, obviously Johnny can't pick because it's his team, so I got the Colts, you got the Texans. Let's hope Johnny gets the victory next game. So our next matchup, we have the Chargers of San Diego heading into Carolina to play the Panthers. Irrelevant bowl, 100%. Who do you have winning?
I really don't know, but I'll just go with the Chargers on this one. I think that they could easily be a playoff team if they just closed out games, and I think that this year they've been playing better than what people give credit for. So I'll go with the Chargers on this one.
Johnny's gonna pick the Panthers. He's gonna go against your pick, but I'm gonna go with your pick and pick the Chargers. The Panthers proved this last week versus the Seahawks that not only are they a bad team, but they're a dysfunctional team as well. And say what you want about Ron Rivera's decision to bench Cam Newton. It's his team. He can do whatever he wants, whatever dress codes he has. And Cam Newton did say he's dressed like that in the past, and there's been no punishment. And I believe it because Cam Newton dresses like an idiot 99% of the time because he thinks that looks cool, which, dude, it doesn't. You look like a dumbass. But regardless, again, it's Ron Rivera's team, and if he decides to bench Cam Newton because he breathes the wrong way, well, you know what, then that's his decision either way. Does that make Ron Rivera a good or bad coach? No. But it's still his decision regardless, and Cam Newton maybe needs to come down to earth a little bit and realize that it's definitely ain't about you, it's about the team because the Panthers suck this year. So I got the Chargers, you got the Chargers, Johnny got the Panthers. Next game.
Alright, so next up we got a little irrelevant bowl again. We got the Cincinnati Bengals heading into Cleveland to play the Browns.
Battle of Ohio.
Battle of Ohio. It would be cool if these two teams are good, but I think that's asking a bit too much. Who do you got?
Bengals were good last week, as I saw. With Bengals, I mean, regardless of whether they beat us or not in convincing fashion or not, even if the Eagles killed them, they're still playing the Browns this week. Bengals.
Bengals for me too.
Johnny, whoa, what the? He's got the Browns.
No, I was gonna say like they have the potential to upset, but I really believe in that 0-16.
I will say this: if the Browns beat the Bengals after the Bengals killed the Eagles last week, I will do something very drastic in protest. I don't know what. Maybe I'll kill myself. Maybe I'll cut off a finger. Maybe I'll shave my head. Maybe I don't know. I'll do something crazy if the Browns win, because that I will never watch football again. That's what I'm gonna do. I will drop the Eagles like that. I don't care. There's a certain limit to how diehard you can be. You don't always bleed green. Cleveland's gonna lose next game. Next up, we got an NFC North matchup. We have the Chicago Bears, great city Chicago. Salute, go Cubs, go. Heading into Detroit, play the Lions. Yeah, what do you have?
Lions, they're riding high, winning division surprisingly. Bears are terrible, and they won against a terrible team in the Niners last week. It's not saying much, so I'm going to go with the Lions on this one.
Johnny's going to agree. He's got the Lions. I'm going to pick the upset this week. I'm going to pick Chicago to win this one out. The Lions are riding hot, and that's why I feel like they're going to lose. They're riding too hot. Things are going too well for them. We're coming out the end of the year. Usually teams that are hot at this time of the year, the teams that go very deep into the playoffs. That's how the NFL works. The best teams don't always win. The hot teams do, though. The Lions need to cool down a bit. I'm picking the Bears to throw some ice onto their fire. So 2 Lions, 1 Bear. Next game.
Alright, so next up, we got arguably the biggest irrelevant bowl of the year. Unless the Niners play the Browns, but it's the Jets heading into San Fran to play the Niners. I don't know how many people are going to watch this game. I don't know how many people are going to go to this game, to be honest. This is a really, really boring game. I don't know. Pick one, I guess.
Well, the Niners had the biggest irrelevant bowl of the year last week when they played the Bears. Now they're playing the Jets, who are even worse than the Bears.
Just saying a lot.
It's just saying a lot. Well, I guess I'll pick the Niners. Just because they've had flashes of like decency, like in the last 3-4 weeks, where Kaepernick had a pretty decent game 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks or whatever it was. I mean, he did terrible. He had more sacks than he had passing yards last week, and I don't even know if he's gonna start. But I think Chip Kelly knows his job is really on the line, and maybe he's gonna prepare well for a really bad team. So I'll pick the Niners just because.
Yeah, I'm gonna surprisingly agree with you. I do think the Jets have an insanely more talented roster. The Jets, in terms of defense, have a very good roster. I don't think anybody could dispute that. They have a pretty good team minus their quarterback. I mean, other than that, there's just so much dysfunction within the organization. They clearly did not care at all about.
They give up on Todd Bowles, man.
Which is really sad, but whatever. I mean, I'm just gonna go with that and say that the Niners win. Just because the Jets are just collapsing, like if they haven't already collapsed.
They're done. But Johnny's got the Jets. Somehow, I don't really have an explanation. I'm sorry, everybody. Who cares? Next game. So our next match, we got one of America's games of the week for some reason. Some may consider this a relevant bowl. I mean, it's important, but it's a snooze fest. Saints at Bucks. NFC South matchup. Eric's team. Please, Michael, give me your picks.
I have the Bucks on this one. I think they're riding high. I don't think they're gonna get overconfident. I think that the Saints secondary has made everybody look great, and with the way Winston and Mike Evans have been playing, that duo is pretty damn good. And I don't really see the Saints doing anything to stop it, so I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this one.
Okay, fair pick. Johnny's gonna pick the Saints, and so am I. I like the Saints a lot. I don't really believe in the Bucks this year too much, even though they've won games they shouldn't. But I don't know necessarily if this is one of them, because they're playing a not that great team. This is basically like for the division. I mean, the Falcons are still definitely in it, but this divisional matchup has a lot of implications on the line. So, me and Johnny on the Saints, you on the Bucks. Eric, I hope for you get your Bucks victory, but I kind of don't at the same time because I like the Saints, and fuck you. So, next game.
All right, next up we got the Falcons at the Rams. who somehow decided that it was a great idea to sign Jeff Fisher and their GM Les Snead. Snead.
What a name, Les Snead.
I know. Anyways, man, the Falcons, who are usually a very exciting team, are playing the most boring team in the league.
Yep.
Minus the Jets and
the Browns.
And the Browns and the Niners.
And the Bears.
And the Bears. But yeah, who's your pick?
Actually, I would say the Rams are probably like the most boring team at all, just because at least those teams score touchdowns, but the Rams win games without it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever, dude. I got the Falcons. This is the easiest pick of the week.
Yeah, I got the Falcons, but believe it or not, you know how like the Rams just upset teams when you really don't expect, like it makes like absolutely no sense.
If it's
like,
not their division, no, I don't really see that.
This could be that, but I'll still pick the Falcons. But like I could just see like a random upset that happens with the Rams. Like I don't know, there's just something. But I just see the Falcons torching the Rams defense, especially in that secondary.
Well, Johnny's gonna agree with us and go against his Rams. I don't want to say it's his, because he doesn't actually care. He just really likes Jeff Fisher and the city of Los Angeles for some reason. And I'm reading that. Yeah, that's definitely the Falcons. That's on my phone right there. So we're all gonna be riding that red bird against that blue and gold thing in Los Angeles. Next game.
All right, so next up we got the probably game of the week in my opinion, at least one of them. We got Seahawks at Packers. Who do you got?
Well, as I predicted, the Seahawks had a bit of a slump. A one-game hiccup against the Bucs. They fell asleep for a week after killing the Eagles. Rip. The Packers, who also killed the Eagles, seem to be back, at least to at least a competitive standpoint. I don't think they're as dominant as they were a couple years back, but they're definitely heading back into that direction. But with that, I'm going to pick the Seahawks. They're used to playing in really bad conditions, especially when facing the NFC North, as last year versus the Vikings. The Packers, I don't think they're there yet. I think the Seahawks are going to be one of those teams to go far or win the whole thing at the end of the year. So I got the Seahawks winning this one.
Yeah, I got the Seahawks too. Green Bay, I think, is a bit of an illusion. I think that they've beaten teams that are really flawed. No offense to your Eagles. I mean, I know my team's flawed, but I'm just saying that you guys are flawed, and the team they played last week in the who they play again? I think I'm forgetting.
Seahawks?
No, Packers.
I don't remember, but it was snowing. I know that.
Yeah. Anyways. I know that they're flawed, that team, okay? It's that team over there.
Yeah.
Basically, they got some free wins. So, yeah, I'm just going to go with the Seahawks in this one. I think that front is going to dominate. At least that defensive front.
They played the Texans.
Yeah, there you go. Fraud. So, basically, yeah, I'm going to go with the Seahawks, and I think it's going to be a pretty easy win.
Johnny's got the Seahawks as well. Anything can happen. I really hope it's a good game, because these guys usually put on classics, at least over the last 4 or 5
It's
years.
in the snowing frozen tundra.
Yeah, it's like middle of July in Wisconsin. No, it's like perfect. This is like beach weather for them. All right, 3 Seahawks. Next game. Next up, Sunday Night Football. Of course, who wouldn't be in Sunday Night primetime game?
It's going to be a good one, right?
NFC East matchup. Dallas Cowboys at New York Giants. Please, God, just let the stadium explode with everybody in it.
Nice guy you are.
I don't want anyone to die. I just don't want this game to happen.
There's like an EMP go off.
Next game.
Next game?
It's done. We're not even predicting.
No?
Yeah, go. Give me your pick.
No, you go ahead. Give me your.
Okay, well, I need the Cowboys to win, but I definitely don't want them to win, and I definitely don't see them winning it. They need some losses tallied up. I pick the Giants. But I don't. I do, but I don't. Fuck both of them.
Yeah, indeed. I'm gonna go with. I'm tempted to pick the Giants because I know that they play well against the Cowboys, especially when the Cowboys are doing well. But I just don't see it happening. I think that the Giants have no run game. Eli is a loose cannon. The guy either makes the best decisions and greatest throws, or he just god awful in his decision making, as shown against the Steelers.
He's usually god awful.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys in this one. I think that they're gonna be able to run the ball, control the clock, and yeah, I I'm just gonna go with them on this one.
Okay, well Johnny's gonna pick the Giants, like me. So you got the Cowboys, like an idiot. Me and Johnny got the Giants. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. You got the Cowboys, like an idiot. I got the Giants, like an idiot, but not as much of an idiot as you, just because I don't have a choice. Johnny's got the Giants because he's an idiot, but again, not as stupid as you. Who the hell cares? This game is going to ruin my life. Next game.
Alright, so next up, finally, Monday night, final game of week 14 already. We got the Ravens heading into Foxborough to play the Pats, where the Ravens seem to always play well against the Pats, always give a run for their money. So who do you got?
Although the Ravens are pretty solid lately, their defense is playing pretty well.
Best in the league.
I still think the Patriots, with Tom Brady at the helm in prime time under those lights in New England, it's a recipe for victory. I got the Pats. And I feel like they're gonna get really hot going into the playoffs, which is gonna lead to a deep run.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I think that I think it's gonna be close, to be honest. I think it's gonna be very close. Ravens always play well against the Patriots, but they have some pretty big flaws in their team. Yeah, I just got the Patriots. I don't think they're gonna be able to do much at first with the Pats. I think they're gonna be shut down, but then later in the second half, they're gonna make adjustments and be able to do some damage against that vaunted Ravens defense.
Okay, well Johnny's got the Ravens. He's gonna go against us. He's gonna pick
Fluco,
and he's gonna go against a team you really can't stand. That being the Patriots, because Colts and Pats have a long history back in the day of Patriots dominating them in the playoffs. So with that, we got the Pats, Johnny's got the Ravens, and that's been it, guys, for week 14 of NFL predictions. Week 15 is going to be next week. We are winding down to the very end. You could tell this week a lot of very important matches, even the irrelevant ones. They have draft implications. Something is happening, and it's very important and it's very exciting because football, this is the best time to be a football fan. The beginning and the end of the year. The middle's kind of shit. So, yeah, that's been it for this week, guys. Like the video, comment your picks down below, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, and please come back next week for more predictions here with us idiots and hopefully 2 more idiots. So we'll see you all next week for more predictions in the NFL here on Three Sided Box. Take care, guys.